roll they rumble, to be sure that their city won't crumble. They may not be the best, but this adventure will put their mettle to the test. Savage Stampede's a rolling thunder. They're gonna put the putreds under. While they're the force of nature, watch out, 'cause they're the Power Rangers. Let's go. These Rangers are wild, they battle with style. Let's fight. A Stampede's coming, the vicious and cunning. This misfit team has a head of steam, but they're the ones we count on. Let's win. The Savage Stampede's making history.
Hello and welcome back, finally, after 3 weeks, to Power Rangers Savage Stampede. When last we left our Rangers, Natasha was on her way to visit an old family friend. Gabe and Teddy were attempting to locate her. Derek had discovered the heartbreaking truth about Asher's demise. And Desmond and Harrison. Desmond had taken Katie to a secret location, and Harrison was on his way to meet up with them. We're going to start with Dez. Dez, the scene opens up. Katie is asleep.
It would be Tammy, Katie's Derek's sister.
Tammy, sorry. My brain is not working, okay?
It'd be funny if it was Katie.
3
weeks.
We've been, we were
It
on hiatus.
has been 3 weeks, and my brain is just like, names.
I was confused.
Tammy. So Tammy is on the bed in front of you. She has not quite woken up yet. She's very clearly she's very drained. Fortunately, Harrison was able to heal most of her wounds, but she does still. Just because she was healed doesn't mean she recovered the blood loss that was lost immediately. So she's kind of still asleep in front of you. Where are we? What describe the location for me?
So this is what I imagine is like an abandoned subway relay station. So this is like along a subway track in the middle of the night, or at least it's getting dark. It's like a little relay station that hasn't been used in decades because, well, Turtle Cove kind of abandoned the section of track, so it was a good place to hold up when things got real bad. And it's less of a bed and more just a mattress thrown in the corner. Probably no bigger than a utility closet. You see a scattering of chopped up ID cards, remnants of fake IDs that you could see old cutout pictures of Dez and Tammy for when they needed to get a drink. There are old holiday lights strewn across the upper part of the ceiling. They've been up since July. A couple of the bulbs are out.
Are there car parts on the lawn too?
I mean, there's no car parts because, I mean,
There in the on the track there is, I would say that there is an abandoned cart. There is an abandoned car from the old subway itself.
Ninja Turtle style.
Probably about 30, 40 feet up past it. As you as you're kind of reminiscing about all the time that you guys have spent here.
Didn't actually spend too much time here myself. This was more Tammy's space.
Yeah.
I'd been here once or twice.
Tammy begins to stir. She kind of rolls over, kind of gives a little bit of a groan in pain. She opens her eyes and she looks at you and she goes, I guess I got caught, huh?
You're picked up. What happens next is kind of up to you.
Yeah. I messed up, Des.
No shit, Sherlock.
She begins to attempt to sit up, wincing in pain. Clearly her ribs are probably still very sore.
Yep. Push her back down a little forcefully.
Oh, it's okay when he does it to her, but when I do it to Des, it's a fucking problem.
She goes, oh. She's feeling a little too weak to really fight you on this one, so she's just laying there and she's kind of looking up at you. She goes, we gotta get
What
back.
happened?
Black played me. That's what happened.
You lay down with snakes and you expect not to come up with a few bites? That's kind of rich. I told you shouldn't be messing around with these people unless you knew what you were doing.
I thought I did know what I was doing. Said he knew how to find my mom.
I thought you said she was gone.
He said he could send me to a reality where she's still alive. And I couldn't see past that.
You know what? I was the one piece of family that you had, and you would throw me under the bus for the promise of a woman who decided that you weren't worth her time. Not even that, a poor imitation of a woman that said you were not worth her time. So forgive me if I'm not a little annoyed at being sold down the river for a promise that never came true.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Yeah, you're right. You didn't know. And I told you that you didn't know.
Yeah, you
So
did.
please. I can't. I should have just let SPD take you.
She goes, well, I'm glad you didn't. Although from the sounds of it, somebody knows we're here.
I look back. How far? Because I thought Harrison came with me.
No,
Or at least was like near.
Harrison stayed behind. He's probably 20, 25 minutes afterwards.
Stayed behind.
He stayed behind and
SPD
showed
off your
them the crime scene, and made sure to get a copy of what. Like, you don't actually know all of what he saw in that data drive.
Got it. I don't think I didn't take any look at the data drive, so I think I'm pretty much out of the loop on that. But
no, he had to use SPD. He had to use an SPD server to hack into it to get the information.
So, yeah, I know nothing of any sort of information on that, but I shoot him a text. She's awake.
You're at this point, Harrison. You're basically coming. You've just come down the stairs and you're kind of crossing over towards this like abandoned closet. You didn't even know that this station was here, and you've lived in town for a while. It's part of the abandoned northeastern line that kind of runs up by the university down towards the shopping district. It just, people stopped using it once the trolleys got installed up above.
Makes sense. So I'll got a knock on the door of this room. Guessing.
I mean, like, I'm not even in the room. Like I said, it's about the size of a utility closet, so there's enough.
It's open.
It's open. I'm standing in like the hallway because there's nowhere for her to go.
Yeah, as you kind of look over and you do see Harrison kind of walking towards you.
Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, Harrison, this is kind of when you jump down onto the tracks, because it's just across. It's basically like just right across the track. There's basically a 4-foot platform that Des is basically standing on right at the end of this hallway. It is quite literally just a utility closet that they basically used to store like cleaning supplies to clean off the tracks and stuff like that.
What's she doing?
I'm not dead.
Oh, we can talk. Better than you were.
Hi, Officer Singwise.
How you doing?
I need to take a walk.
I've been better.
You know, wait till Des kind of wanders off for a little bit, and I'm me to pull out the thumb drive. And what do you know about this? It was found with you.
I know.
Same room.
I know it's bad.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's bad. All right.
I don't fully understand it.
Did Black tell you anything about it?
No, I discovered it looking through looking through his data files, once I figured out that he had double-crossed me, I scanned a bunch of information off of his ship.
You may have single-handedly gave us an answer against these Psycho Rangers. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but hopefully I'm going to get in contact with a few within SPD, and we're going to see what we can do to dissect these files. How are you holding up?
I'm pretty sure my rib was broken. Or at least it was. I don't know what kind of healing fuckery y'all did, but I hurt. I hurt a lot.
And if I take a look at it?
I can't really sit up, but yeah, that's fine.
Kind of peel her shirt back a little bit, back where I know that the ribs were fractured in several spots.
Go ahead and give me a medicine check.
Okay.
Which is for science, I believe.
Smarts is science.
Oof. A cursory glance, there's a lot of bruising there, but nothing really looks overly broken. It doesn't look like it's broken anymore. It does look better than it did. You couldn't tell what kind of damage is really being done. She's still under. It's just she doesn't look as bad as she did was when you found her.
Did
A lot of
this
it
to you?
No. The other me did this.
How's the other you looking?
She kind of looks away. Dead. You ever had to kill yourself? You ever had to kill yourself, officer? Messes with your head.
I can't imagine the pain you've gone through, Tammy. At least you're safe now. What do you want to do from here?
I don't know. I want to help. I know I've had a shit life, but most of that's been my own dumb decisions. And it wasn't really until this that I really started to realize it.
We all make mistakes. Don't hold it against yourself. You're safe now. Maybe stuff can calm down for at least a moment.
She
kind of pace around the room and find the IDs, I'm guessing.
Well, they're kind of just strewn all over the floor. They weren't hard to see. She kind of lowers her voice. I don't think he's ever going to forgive me. And she's not looking at you at this point. She's looking kind of at the door.
Who? Yes.
Yeah.
Look, he wouldn't have risked getting in big trouble with SPD to bring you here if he didn't forgive you. Whatever you've done may have hurt him deeply. Give him some time and he will get over it. He's got a hard head, but I can tell he cares a lot about you.
Yeah. Hard-headed doesn't even begin to describe him most days.
Seems like you're perfect for each other in that aspect.
Was that a dig, officer?
Might have been a little bit. I mean, only dealt with your case files how often?
I deserve that, yeah. Oh. Sorry about stealing your wallet last time.
Look, if it got you a meal, that's fine. But yeah, there wasn't much in there to really worry about other than ID and a couple phone numbers. Don't hold yourself too hard to it. Worst just happened to me.
Yeah. Des, how far have you walked away at this point?
Probably walked to the end of the car. Like, I'm probably a good 60 feet away at this point.
Okay. And what are we doing? Just kind of thinking to yourself, or?
How many windows are still intact in this car?
2. Basically, the 2 front ones are really all that's left.
You can make that 1.
You just kind of punch through it. You kind of pull back. There's some small cutting because you did just punch through glass. Nothing major. Nothing that won't heal. But yeah, you definitely cut yourself kind of pulling your arm back through it because you kind of basically just put your hand straight through the glass.
Yeah.
About that point, Harrison, you actually do hear that glass shatter because you're literally in a tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Katie kind of tries to.
My head out.
Not Katie. Tammy tries to sit. Tammy tries to sit up.
Get my sister out of this, sir.
Tammy keeps trying to sit up here.
Just not too fast.
I can't even get up.
Don't push your body too fast.
I feel like I'm going to be stuck here for a couple hours at least. The thing about my race is we heal faster than humans. Oh, that still hurts.
Gonna attempt helping hand again.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Just healer. Power.
You basically take her hand, channel a little bit of the morphing grid in through you, and you see some of the bruising starting to lighten up. Nothing major. It's at kind of you realize it's kind of at a point where it's going to take some. It's her natural healing factor has to kick in now. You've basically closed all of her wounds, healed all her broken bones, but she's still sore because, well, she had broken bones.
Yeah. Next, Des, you mind coming back and keeping an eye on her? I think I should probably go and get her some painkillers. It's going to take her a while to heal up.
Des comes back. He looks. So he obviously knew of a key to get her in here, but is there another? He's gonna look for another key just to see if there's a spare lying around.
Go ahead and give me an alertness. You can use investigation.
Okay. Any edge since I know Tammy or no? Like
I'd honestly say no if you've only been here twice.
Okay.
Because just because you know her well doesn't necessarily mean you would know all of her hiding spots in places that you haven't spent a lot of time. Kind of as you're looking around, you notice a small cut at the very, very bottom, and it's just ever so slightly, like a person could barely fit their finger through. A small cut at the bottom of the mattress. kind of stick your finger in there, pull out, and you do end up pulling out a spare key.
Okay. I shut the door, lock it. I think I can't be here right now. I'm a little too in it.
Yeah, you might want to get that bandaged up.
Fine.
If do you think you can go to the store?
Yeah, I mean, I have a perfect excuse as to why I need painkillers kind of holding up my hand.
Yeah. Don't really see any cloth or anything around to try to wrap his arm up a little bit.
No, there's nothing here, but there would be a med kit in your car because you are driving.
I take the bottom of my t-shirt and just kind of rip about an inch or two and just wrap it up.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a science check for medicine just to see how well you get it all managed.
I do have a D2 in survival. Could I use that instead?
Yeah. This could classify as a survival check. Absolutely. First aid is technically a survival skill, which is essentially what you would be doing at this point.
14?
Oh yeah, you get it bandaged up really nicely. Actually, you kind of throw a little bit of dirt to kind of help coagulate the blood a little bit, and then basically bandage yourself up. It's not the first time you've put your hand through a window. It's just first time it's been because of her.
Message Derek. We moved Tammy.
You boner. Derek just kind of like looks at his phone. Because at this point in time, Derek's still like at the animarium, right? Ren?
Yeah, pretty much at this point. At this point, you and Shayla have basically just finished your conversation. So
I text him. I do text him immediately. I said, it just says, bigger fish, get back to the animarium. And he like sends that message without the bigger fish part to every other ranger.
Does he put like any like ASAP, or does he just say get back to the animarium?
No, he says like ASAP, but he doesn't do like the emojis.
Okay.
So it's not super urgent then.
Exactly.
You know, he's a boomer.
Dude, you said he's what, 25?
No, Derek's 22.
Derek's 22? Bro, how is he not sending emojis? He was born in 02. I think that's
actually, if he's 22, that would make him born in 2004 because it's 2026.
Yeah, he's 22. He's 4 years older than his sister.
He's younger than He's younger than me. He's he's my younger brother's age. He would be sending emojis.
Yeah, he grew up though, like in a really, really like criminal environment. Like you wouldn't see like 50 Cent back in like 2004 sending emojis.
Yeah,
the
drug dealers today send emojis. Don't ask me how I know that.
You're not wrong.
I love how that
any of those
that
things.
is what you say on stream.
Nope.
Listen.
If the police are listening, I don't do any illegal things. I'm a child of.
That's where we are.
I think it's probably more alarming to Des than that there's no emojis in the response, and it's like, oh shit, he's gone into serious mode.
Harrison, you receive the same text.
Derek
What
has
do we
not
do
been
about-
able to leave serious mode since he like shotgunned energy drinks with Teddy. Like from that point on, Derek's life has just been downhill.
Yep. Speaking
Oh,
of,
he and Des are just on parallel downhill roads.
yep. As you kind of receive that, and then as you receive that message, you can put that in your pocket. Our scene shifts.
No.
We find Natasha as the elevator that she's in opens, and you kind of enter out. The receptionist, the secretary, kind of looks at you and goes, "Ah, Miss Blackwood. He's in. He's ready to see you now."
Thank you. I'd walk in.
He kind of looks up, and you know this guy relatively well. You wouldn't classify him as like your best buddy. He's a good 5-6 years. He's about 8 years older than you, so he's more like that. He's like that, more like that weird older brother type that you've met a handful of times.
He's friends with my older cousin. Like, let's be
Oh yeah, no, him and he's actually the cousin that went missing's best friend. Like they still hang out even today. He kind of looks up.
Yeah, they were frat brothers. That's real.
He goes, "Ah, Natasha, what brought you here?"
I'm sure you've heard my cousin is gone missing.
Yeah, I have. I've also heard about the others going missing as well.
I walk in, and I make sure the door is closed behind me. I'm sure you've seen recent developments about my new occupation.
Yep, I've seen the video.
There is a connection between you and the other people that went missing. You're all tangentially connected to the original Guardians of the Earth.
I know.
What?
He reaches in and he pulls out what looks like to be this almost like this small metal tablet, probably about yay big. He goes, my father recently passed this on to me, and as far as I understood, your grandmother was ready to pass hers on to your cousin. We're not supposed to activate them unless the Earth is in real trouble and there's no other rangers around. But we do get passed, and apparently it's told from the head of the family to the head of the family to the head of the family. At least in mine. And I took over as head of the family last month.
You know, part of me really regrets fucking up hard enough for that position to be taken away from me. The other part of me is very happy because I probably would have fucked it up somehow.
Let's be real, Nat. You really don't want that kind of responsibility.
Oh, yeah, no. Could you imagine? Yeah, it's for the best that they had to strip me of that title.
Yeah. I'm just glad they didn't give it to your sister. She scares me.
Yeah, sure. We would be a crime family at that point. We're working on that.
I heard you got a new job. Did she get a new job?
She's Yes, she's working on a space base. Pleasantries out of the way. You are in serious danger, and we need to get you to a safe and secure location.
Where did you have in mind? I have set it up so that most of this operation here can be self-maintained. Secretary can do all of my paperwork for me. I have a lot of vacation days saved up. I haven't taken a day off in 10 years.
I'm pretty sure no one cares when they see. They're probably expecting you to go on the golf course at some time. I'm going to see if I can get you connected with SPD and see if they can get you to a safe house somewhere. I need you to come with me now so I can actually hand you off myself. I would take you back to the Animarium, but we're kind of at capacity, and I'm sure they're tired of us taking people up there.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let me make a few phone calls. He kind of looks over. Hey, isn't this the other guy who's in the video? Aren't these the two other guys in the video? As he's looking kind of at a monitor. He takes his monitor and he turns it around, and on the screen, full on, walking in through the door at this point, you see both Teddy and Gabe.
Yes, those are both other Rangers. Like I said, it's a very serious matter. I'll meet you down there.
Okay.
I take the elevator back
down. Gabe, Teddy, you two tried to get up, but the receptionist would not let you past. As you come down and you look over as the elevator opens, and it's only been about maybe 5 minutes, and Natasha's already back downstairs.
What are you guys doing?
You kind of were missing and no one knew where you were, so yeah.
We had a whole conversation about us needing to do something. I did something. There are people going missing. I found the connection between. Apparently, there's a society of people who are related to the original Guardians of the Earth. They have a tablet that's handed down from family to family. Probably something to activate Ranger skills if there wasn't a Ranger team picked or we fell. I'm guessing Lord Black probably wants all of them. The last person that he hasn't collected, I'm getting now.
That's amazing. You figured that out all on your own?
Yeah. But that's not why you're here, is it?
No, it's not. We're here because we were worried about you and you going off on your own.
Yeah, that was big part of it. Big part of it.
You talked to Granny, didn't you?
Well, of course we did. She actually came and found us.
Yeah.
Teddy kind of just stares at Natasha. Now, I believe a little while ago, me and you made a deal about something, didn't we? About how I would be better about relying on you, but you had to be better about relying on me. Now, where is you going off by yourself without telling anybody, meeting that promise that we had?
I didn't go off because I didn't trust you or because I was hiding something from you. or Gabe. I went off because I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Ted. Some days I wake up and it feels like the world is suffocating me with a pillow. And I keep walking and it keeps getting worse. Some days I wake up, it's fine. And I don't know how to look my friends and the people I love in the eye and say, I don't know what's wrong with me. And I don't know why I'm sad. And I can't help but be sad every day. Even when I'm happy, it feels like in the back of my mind, there's something waiting for the world to swallow me up. And there's nothing you can do to fix that. I have felt that way for most of my life. And I guess being a ranger gave me an excuse to be fine. Because if I was saving the world, I didn't have to deal with the fact that I didn't know what to do with myself. And I talked to my mom about it. And all I know is this makes me happy. And it gives me an excuse to wake up every
I had no idea. Natasha, you know I'm here for you. We're all here for you. And, the team may not be at the strongest we've been right now, like interpersonally, but you can always rely on me and you can always rely on Teddy. And I'm sure the others feel the same way.
This isn't. Teddy, look at me. When I look at you, I see the person who made me feel like I had family when I felt like all I had in this world was me. It made me feel like I was smiling again. When I look at you, Gabe, I see somebody who I could spend the rest of my life with. And that is terrifying because I have not thought about the rest of my life in a long time. I don't know why I'm not okay. And I don't know why it's not fine. I can't tell you that, and it's not something you can fix. I'm not asking you to fix it. I'm just asking you to be okay with the fact that I don't know.
Natasha, no one's trying to fix you because there's nothing wrong with you.
Everyone gets sad. It's a part of human nature.
And you're dealing with what you're dealing with, but we can help you deal without changing anything about you. Because honestly, I wouldn't change a single thing about you. I can't think of one thing about you that needs to change.
Neither would I.
I would like for things to be easier for you, but you are who you are. And we like the person you are.
Nothing has to change. They're just things that we can do to obviously help. If we needed to change something, if we ever felt like there was something that needed to change, then we would talk to you about making that change, but we don't need to. You're fine the way you are. If you get up every day and you're still here, that's what matters. And if we drive you to be here, I will be by your side when you wake up every morning. To be the person who is your rock, who keeps you here.
I want to be okay. I just don't know how to get there right now, but thank you for listening to me. I really do appreciate you guys. I love both of you a lot.
I love you too, Natasha.
I love you too. Now we got stuff to do together.
At this point, he has come out of he has exited he kind of caught the end of that conversation, and he just kind of puts his hand on your shoulder a little bit there, Natasha, and goes, "Seems like you've got some really good friends."
Yeah, I do. We should get you to SPD. We have to get back to the Animarium soon.
He looks over at the receptionist. I'm going on vacation for a while. We'll if you need me, contact my secretary. She's going to take care of everything for a while. Enjoy your vacation, sir. Lead the way.
Is there like a local SPD office I can like guide his car to?
Yeah, there's
I can just call Kruger.
The SPD, the local SPD branch is about a 20-minute drive away. Kind of right through the heart of the town. It's like pretty much right in they built it kind of right in the middle of the town. It's not as big as the mobile carrier that you see in New Tech City, but it is a decent sized building.
At some point, we need to address how close are Teddy and Kruger?
They talk all the time. They're texting buddies. They talk all the time.
Hell yeah, we are. You know we are. I talk to that man fucking all the time.
This has gone well beyond sponsored underprivileged.
What's funny is I think this is. You know what's funny? My headcanon is it's literally Teddy, Tychus, and Kruger all in a group chat.
Oh my god.
Kruger has adopted 2 needy alien children. And we love that for him.
Hey, I ain't needy. What the fuck?
You're needy. You're a needy
I am
alien.
not.
You're a little needy.
For 5 meals a day, you can feed this fucking moose.
So, you guys drive. Is anyone riding with him?
Yes, 100%. I am.
I'm on my motorcycle. So I don't know how you guys got there.
They teleported.
We teleported, but if he has his own car, I am riding in that car with him.
Babe, do you want to get on the back of my motorcycle?
Absolutely.
So, as you guys drive, he goes, so Teddy, you and this gentleman are in the car by yourselves at this point. He kind of looks over at you and he goes, so, I didn't mean to eavesdrop on your guys' conversation. It just kind of caught the end of it. Sorry about that.
It's no problem. The more people who care about Natasha and the more people who know, whether she wants to admit it or not, is all fine with me.
Yeah.
I care enough about her to where I want everyone to know, but not to meddle.
Yeah. Her cousin's one of my best friends. So. And I know he would. That stubborn son of a bitch would blame himself if anything happened to her. He was quite livid to find out that she was a Power Ranger.
So you and her cousin are close? How close?
We've been best friends since we were 3.
And now you work for him?
No. We each run our own companies. He's taken over as the head of Blackwood, and I've taken head of the forestry here.
I see.
Our families are close. As I'm sure Natasha has told you.
Yes, I'm very well aware.
Thanks for looking out for her. She needs friends like you.
I would say it's my job, but if I said it's my job, pretty sure she would kill me.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Her sister scares the hell out of me.
She ain't that bad.
Ain't
You just gotta find the right spots to poke to get the sweetness out.
Ain't that
Same
bad?
with Natasha.
She shaved my dog bald.
She would do that too. What
I
did
did not hear bald at first.
Shaved my dog bald, and then fucking covered him in chicken feathers.
Like I said, you just have to
That's a
find the right spots to poke to get the sweetness out.
That's a Dark Souls villain right there.
I'm sorry, a dog with chicken feathers is kind of funny.
I had to think about what kind of prank would your sister play, and I was like, oh, absolutely, she'd shave the dog.
Are we sure Naomi isn't the Ranger Slayer?
I'm beginning to wonder.
Good deed. She has done canonical good deeds.
She has
Eventually.
been so problematic. She's being problematic right now, and we haven't even addressed it.
She's doing her job on a space base. Oh, a little bit.
So you have all three of you has also received the text. We shift over to Natasha. Your helmets have small little radios in them, so you can kind of talk back and forth. They have a decent range, but they can also, you guys turn the power low enough you can actually talk to each other even while being on the same bike without yelling. Gabe, is there anything you want to say, or is there anything that needs to be said between the two of you as we move into the next scene?
Listen, the stuff you said about some days you just being sad for no reason. I mean, do you feel like you should talk to someone about that?
Yeah, I've been thinking about going to counseling soon. At least when I go back for my before I go back for my leave of absence from school.
That would be a good idea, I think. You probably know more about that stuff than me. I know I'm not like as smart as you or as educated, but
Trust me, you're about as smart. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at one field.
fair enough. But you could talk to me about anything, right? Like literally anything.
I've been dealing with symptoms of depression most of my life.
Okay.
It got bad after my dad died. It got worse after I moved away from home.
Okay.
Give me one sec.
No technical difficulties, so like Karma had to give us something.
I will be
It has to be something.
My roommate needs me for something.
Always something.
Oh shit.
Oh man. Up to nefarious deeds, of course.
As you guys end up dropping him off at SPD, and SPD kind of takes him in custody, and they're going to ship him over to New Tech City for a little while. And kind of put him under some ranger training and make sure that he's got close eyes. Because New Tech City is where the academy is actually located, and there's not many places that would be classified as safer on Earth than SPD Academy.
Yeah, so after the revelation that I sent y'all from Twitter, is there a picture of Adam now hanging up and at SPD Academy canonically in his graduating class?
He did a brief stint with SPD, but not for very long.
I wish that was in game so Derek could make jokes about washing out of the academy.
Derek, our scene shifts back to you. You've just sent out the text. Is there anyone you want to talk to that might be on the island, or anyone you might need, or anything you might need to contact before everybody starts showing up?
So, other than me and Shayla, who else was on the island that knew? It was just us, right? Adam's not here right now?
Adam is not. No, Adam is presently over in Angel Grove, as far as you are aware.
He's going to call Adam, like, personally.
Hey, Derek, what's up?
Yo, I know you're busy dealing with some OG stuff, but we got a transmission here at the Animarium. Me and Shayla. The team Asher was working with,
yeah,
were attacked by, how well could we really see the attacker?
Oh, you got a full glimpse of Psycho Pink.
It was a full.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's no question. There's no question.
Thought.
There was no question in your mind. It was she was a Psycho Ranger in pink. Like there was no question.
Yeah. By Psycho Pink, they're gone. Adam, Nasher's dead.
What? Are you sure? Has the transmission been verified?
Yeah. Unless she took prisoners, but she mowed down some right on the video.
From what I know of her MMO, from what we know of her MO, she doesn't take prisoners. Finds them boring, I guess.
It's a pretty safe assumption.
Shit.
I recalled the team. Fill them in.
Okay. I'm going to leave that to you. You're the one leading the team at the moment. So it's your call.
Are you near a squad computer? Like it sends you guys the transmission. It's from a Ranger helmet.
Yeah, it can be. Give me a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
You kind of hear muffled in the background. Hey, Trini, where's one of the nearest squadron computers? Oh, right over here, in just in the next room over. You hear him walking, and he sits down. Okay, I'm at the computer. Send it to this address, and he gives you an address to basically forward it to. Because squadron computers are all based on a private network, so you have to know the actual IP in order to send it to it. He sends you the IP of the machine,
and Derek sends it right over.
You can hear the video playing in the background on the phone.
Doesn't leave much to the imagination, Adam.
No. No, it doesn't. Has Harrison seen it yet?
No. No one's made it back to the animarium yet. He is decidedly not telling Adam about the whole Tammy situation right now.
That's fair. Have you heard from Merrick?
No. Right? Merrick hasn't been on the animarium for a while, right, Ren?
Yeah, you haven't heard from Merrick in a
Not
week.
since
You haven't
Jason's
heard
been
from
back.
Merrick in a week. It's been
Yeah.
a week since right before you guys came back.
Yeah, no, Adam. We haven't. It's been like a week. We haven't seen him since we've been back. Are you still sure he's our Merrick?
I don't know anymore. I'm trying to procure a tuning fork. And then I'm gonna come home.
All right.
I'll be back next week at the absolute latest. Hold down the fort.
We'll hold things down here.
I gotta call. Guess Asher didn't have any next of kin left. Shit. I'll make some calls.
All right. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna tell the team.
Yeah. He may not have been part of Squadron anymore, but he was still one of us.
Founding member.
Yeah. And a damn good dude.
Yep.
You can kind of hear it in Adam's voice. This is hitting him hard.
Everyone's bummed.
He goes, let me know if there's anything else you need, or if there's anything you want me to bring back.
Everything you have on Psycho Pink. And anything else you guys find. She's coming for all of us, Adam.
Yeah. Well, we've got someone here who's actually faced her. So I'll ask her about her.
All right.
And the scene at this point, the scene shifts back to Harrison and Dez. Harrison, this is like right after, like you guys basically, Dez, you had just put your thing back in your pocket. What were you deciding to do? Were you going to go get the painkillers, or are you guys going up to the animarium?
What do you think we should do?
You guys do have Tammy locked in a closet.
I mean, you gotta make her comfortable, so gotta get the painkillers. Just
there's a convenience store, not a 4-minute jaunt from basically the old entrance.
yeah.
Entrance has basically been covered up and kind of hidden in a back alley now.
Think she'll be okay here on her own?
At least for a couple hours.
What if we're not back in a couple hours? What if we're not back for days? You don't know when the cycles are gonna strike. If we don't come back at all.
Going back.
I'm gonna take your word for it.
We'll be back.
Sure it's a good idea just to leave her here and not just take her up to the animarium with us?
she's been in with Psycho Black. Even if he double crossed her, if she's that desperate to see her mom, bringing her up to the Animarium just gives her more leverage to get back in.
Wait till you get back with the painkillers, and then we'll head on up.
As you
Yeah.
run up and you run around the corner, you know exactly where the convenience store is. You pick up some. On your way back, give me an alertness check. General perception.
Is this for like if somebody's following me? Because if it's, I'm just trying to see if my nomad ability of not trusting anybody would apply here.
It might, yeah. You can roll with it.
Okay. $13.
You don't see anybody immediately suspicious. In fact, it's kind of weird, but really the only people you see are a few vagrants, some of whom you recognize.
Yeah, that's worse.
None of them seem to be paying you much attention. They're all kind of off in their own little world. They're all kind of curled up because the weather is starting to get a little bit colder.
Okay. God. I'm gonna... On a 13, is there enough of a gut sensation that something was off, or not at all?
Nothing feels terribly out of the ordinary, no. This is relatively normal for this section of town. Unfortunately, this entire block has been largely abandoned.
So seeing people at all is kind of would be a little
seeing
peculiar.
seeing the vagrants is pretty normal. A lot of them hang out here. Some of them even use some of the surrounding buildings as quote-unquote homes.
Okay. All right. Drop the medicine and I guess we go.
You go in and you give Tabby the medicine and she goes, "I'm not going anywhere. I can't move anyway. Thanks for the painkiller. Be safe."
Did we take that bracelet?
Oh, I think we 100% should.
Harrison, give me a grid tech roll.
Uh-oh.
That would be technology with a specialization in grid tech.
Right. Uh-oh.
You got to be able to see if you can actually get it unbound from her wrist.
Come on. Anybody mind if I burn a point for this one?
Go ahead.
You guys have 6 and you haven't spent any, so. Oh, that's the wrong.
We haven't had a reason to. We haven't rolled anything.
That's been a heavy roleplay section.
Can I use my security backdoors in place of grid tech?
No, that wouldn't apply here.
So just roll with edge then? Or an upshift? Edge.
Edge is better than an upshift on most cases.
Yeah.
17. It takes a little bit of doing, but you do manage to get it decoupled from her wrist. but she is still very much linked to it. In fact, it had a very soft glow in the black gem that was on it. And now that glow has dissipated, but you can kind of feel a small pull. Basically, it feels like it's trying to pull itself back to her very, very lightly. Like if you set it on the floor, it would probably slowly start kind of crawling towards her, basically.
To pocket it and hold on to it.
Okay.
Right. You sure you're gonna be okay?
Where am I going? You guys are gonna lock me in here anyway. Fortunately, I've got some food and and she kind of touches a pan. She touches one of the door. She touches one of the tiles on the wall and kind of pushes it in and slides it over. And there's like a little tiny mini fridge embedded in the wall. I've got some food that I had put in here that I put in there a couple of days ago before the whole thing with the black.
I'm gonna pull out my civilian phone, hand it to her. Anything happens, anything at all, you get a hold of us.
Okay.
All right, Des. Head out of the room. I'll give you guys a moment.
All right, Des just, looks at Tammy. You're safe for now. Figure out what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You should be safe for the time being.
Okay.
We'll catch you around.
Yeah. She's kind of looking down, kind of almost in shame as you close the door and lock it.
Yep.
The two of you teleport up. Teddy, Gabe, and Natasha teleporting in right about the exact same time. Derek, your team is now kind of shuffling. They all teleported onto the animarium itself, and they are all kind of walking down into the base section now. You initially see Teddy. You initially see Des and Harrison, and then Gabe, Teddy, and Natasha shortly right thereafter. Describe how Derek is sitting as everybody kind of enters.
So what's the layout of like our current command center? Because it's not just the pond from Wild Force, right?
No, it's like an actual, like, they went up
Full on. Derek probably
squadron is literally put in like full. It's a cave kind of right towards that same side of the island. Like the pond is basically right outside the door. There's a small cave just that they have just basically filled with all kinds of tech. There's chairs along the side, and then there's like a conference table that has like a holographic center.
Derek would not be sitting. He'd be too restless. He would be at the end of the table, maybe leaning on it a little bit. Think of every time in Zeo when they like teleported back after some big drama and Billy was just like pure stress and anxiety, but like leaning over the command center with Alpha. But that's basically what's happening right now.
So you're kind of leaning on the holographic table.
He's got the beginning of the video queued up before everything starts to go down.
Okay.
But he's not sitting or particularly anything like that. As they kind of enter, he does tell them, take a seat. All of you.
I think Des sort of just leans against the wall. He's like, nah, bro. I don't listen to you. I don't listen to nobody.
Is this really the hill you're gonna die on, Des?
I mean, this is just Derek and Des.
This is just these two being stubborn for the sake of being stubborn.
Derek looks right at Des, like a really serious, somber look on his face. Maybe a little pale, like you can tell something serious has happened. And he just looks at Des straight in the face and he says, "Sit."
You might want to do it, Des. He used his dad voice.
That is such a very Gabe thing to say.
Which is why Gabe said it.
Yeah.
Very on
Used
brand.
his dad voice.
Used his dad voice.
I don't think. He pulls a chair over, but he doesn't sit down. As like the compromise.
Oh my god.
As everybody kind of takes their seat, the scene kind of pans up a little bit. And Derek, I'm assuming you cue up the video and then it projects into the air where everybody can see it.
Yeah, he kind of tells them the Ranger team was attacked. He gives them like a little bit of a speech before, by Psycho Pink. And one of our own was involved, and that's when he hits play.
You all see the video begin to play. You see 5 unfamiliar Rangers. An SPD Gold Ranger. And this appears to be taken from another Ranger's perspective. You see these Rangers infiltrate a ship. You hear Asher's voice come through. Battle begins. Psycho Pink has emerged. And she just starts taking them down. These Rangers, one by one by one. Asher and another one. You see the other one quickly on the wall. He's pushing some buttons and he's got a data stick. And he's pulling the data. He's trying to infect the ship. He manages to get that done. Then he runs back. Only to see Harrison says, "We got to get out of here." Not Harrison. Asher says, "We got to get out of here." And the two of them teleport back to the ship. So we've got to alert SPD. Yes, Officer Gray, we do. And you see them trying to contact SPD as Psycho Pink appears in behind them, and he turns around and he sees a sword be run straight through Asher.
No!
As Asher's morphing shell disappears, and this is actually the first time that you've actually seen Asher's face, and it's a face of pure anguish. And then the other officer is cut down. And we see Psycho Pink in her helmet. "I'm coming for you, Rangers." It's the last thing that's said as the video comes to an end.
Real quick question. The table we're sitting at, is it metal or is it wood?
You're
It's
a fucking
metal.
alien. You're gonna break it either way.
It's metal with like a holographic display in it that projects up.
Teddy's hand goes through the table.
Give me
Since chair goes.
a strength.
Hologram.
Oh, you want a strength check?
I do. Yeah.
When Teddy gets emotional,
All
his
right.
disguise falter. Like
All
he
right.
get horns.
Do a might check or a brawn check, either one.
I'm definitely using might. I'm definitely rolling with edge, and I'm burning a story point for it because I need my hand to go through this table.
Me too. It
Yeah.
does. You rip through the. You rip through the. You rip through the glass that is the projection, and it ends up going straight through the metal, and just kind of blowing out this good chunk of the table as the hologram kind of shimmers, shakes, and then dissipates. The air in the room becomes heavy as each of you remember scenes of Asher, your friend and companion, and once fellow ranger. And for Harrison, friend and partner.
How long ago did it happen?
Was
Do
the
we know?
transmission dated, Rend? Like, is there a timestamp?
Yeah, it happened within the week.
That's what I thought.
It's
Within
the transmission's no more than 2 days old.
Within the last 48 hours.
Why did we not know about it? If they went on...
You're asking two concussion guy technological questions. He is not going to have an answer for you there.
Shayla, it's at this point that Shayla enters the room. She goes, because we just received it. Transmissions from that far away. This was sent through a standard transmission. And Teddy, you being an alien, would know that standard transmissions, while travel fast, can take up to, especially from literally the other side of the fucking galaxy, can take up to 2 to 3 days to transmit, because it does have to send all that data through the vastness of space. And there's not a lot of relay points, especially from the Centauri sector.
Do we at least know what their mission was? Did they accomplish it? And if it's so important, why did not more people go and help? If this was about Asher going, I would have been there. What in the fuck happened?
It was an information, like a recon thing they were on, right?
And that was what it was supposed to be. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
They were supposed to find out what's going on. They were supposed to investigate these rumors of this other team that had popped up in the Centauri sector and was causing problems for the Sinister Spectres. They wanted to see if they could team up with them and possibly get some information. And it seems that they maybe went a little rogue and decided to attack Psycho Pink and her ship. And Shayla relays the information that she has, which is not a lot. It's literally just that he was sent on an information gathering mission for SPD. They don't know why they decided that they were going to attack Psycho Pink and her ship. She does say, as if it had worked, it would have sealed the gate and locked Dark Spectre out of our universe. And then we would only had to defeat the other psychos. And it's likely that they would have retreated from Earth to reopen the gate, because it can only be opened there.
Okay. So if she's coming for us, how do we stop her?
No one knows. No one's been able to stop her. Only one person has ever got away from her, and Adam's with that person now.
How did they there has to be a way. They're not invincible. They've been other Psycho Rangers before.
According to everything we have, she's the strongest of all of them. It's the most dangerous. Highest kill count.
Then
What she has, she's gonna die. And I just get up and I kick my chair over and walk out of the base.
I'm with Harrison. Get her in front of me right now.
we have our own Psycho to deal with.
Do we have a Psycho that we're dealing with right now?
Black.
What's he really doing at this point in time, right? Like,
Some
attacking
shenanigans
all
in
our
the
families?
background.
Listen,
We can't just go into space and leave base of operations unguided again.
we
The
don't
last
have
time
to. She's coming here. Whether she comes to Turtle Cove first or not, she's coming for this planet.
But we can't just let her roll up the carpet for her. There's gotta be a way to slow her down, stop her.
We have to be more. At this point, I think we gotta find a way to be more proactive with taking out the psychos. If there's less of them, then we can focus on. Then more teams can focus on the ones that are left.
I am just so sick of being on the back foot to these stupid psychos. And now that one of them has taken out our friend, Asher, I want one of their heads in between my hands, and I'm going to crack their skull open.
Eddie.
No! I'm
you might
sick
get
of
the
it.
chance. We have a connection to Black.
Where? How soon can we get there?
Yes. I know you didn't follow my direction.
How would you know that? Not
You told
this is
me.
out of character. No, I told her that we moved Tammy. That doesn't.
You told me that you moved Tammy. Derek is going to assume you stashed her someplace.
How is Derek? I mean,
Because Derek told you
I
to
mean,
give her
historically,
SPD.
yeah. And
You would have just said she's in SPD.
yeah,
we
we moved Tammy, and I gave her to the police at two very different ways.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
We moved Tammy clearly means that you did not listen.
okay, fair enough. She's close by.
Better be.
You know what? I could just not take you there.
This is not the time for that.
Yeah, Des, come on. Really?
Not for debate now.
I need a psycho in front of me right now.
At this point, your friend's as much as danger as we are. You think he didn't found another way to track her?
That's why I said let SPD help.
Listen, we're compromised anyway. You really think SPD is going to be able to?
Teddy at this point kind of gets up and is like, listen, you guys get this out of Des. However it works, I don't care. I'm going to get Harrison and we're going to deal with this right now. And Teddy walks off after Harrison.
Teddy, as you kind of walk out, Harrison, you hadn't gone very far. I'm assuming you were just kind of trying to clear your head.
I'm headed to the grid room. if that's at all possible.
That's where
It's
you,
in main base, just left.
yeah, that's
Perfect.
where you were just were.
Is there a place that I can actually work on things?
Oh, you'd be looking for so there is like a mobile lab that they've set up.
That's where I'm going.
You walk towards that, and there's a squadron cadet sitting there, and he's kind of leaning up against it a little bit. And he goes, Ranger Harrison. Did you need access to the mobile lab?
I just give him this look of complete distress, and I nod, and I walk past him.
He opens, and Teddy, as you're basically 2 minutes behind him. You do see him kind of come around the bush, and you do see him entering into the lab area.
I follow him. And if I see the cadet, Teddy looks at the cadet.
The cadet just pushes the button for you, just because the cadet's basically acting as the entryway, and waves it in, and the lab opens. And
is he in there? Like, he can hear whatever me and Harrison are about to talk about?
No, this is definitely soundproof.
All right, good.
You would hear explosions. Like, if you guys start throwing shit, he'll probably hear that.
Gotcha.
But voices wouldn't carry all that well outside.
Just gonna throw the gold bracelet up on a workbench and start analyzing it.
Teddy is kind of just gonna watch him for a moment, and as soon as the analysis comes up, Teddy's gonna kind of put his arm around Harrison.
Go ahead and roll a technology roll for me, Harrison.
Specialty?
Unless you have a specialty in grid tech.
Right.
I believe.
I do not yet.
The information on it is different. It's a little... It comes out in a language you can't read. Unless you can read Ancient Egyptian.
Kind of figured that's what it was.
And it's what is being translated into English is just reads like garbledygook. Nothing makes any semblance of sense. You're only catching words, like individual words that seem like that they should, like that they're clearly part of entire phrases. One word that does stick out of you is Bastet.
This mythical googly muck. You make any of this out, Teddy?
I'll try. What do I roll?
For you, Teddy, this would be a general smarts check, because Ancient Egyptian is very similar to your native language.
Okay, so general smarts, what am I going to add? Because my smarts is 5.
You could probably...
So it's a D20 plus what?
I'd say culture. It's a culture check.
Culture? Okay.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna get that D2.
Okay.
You pick up. It's similar in the same way that Chinese kanji and Japanese kanji are similar. Same symbols, different meanings. If you were to read it in your own language, it does not make any semblance of sense whatsoever.
I can't make heads or tails of it. Daddy kind of looks at Harrison. Listen, I didn't know Asher for very long, but I care enough to fight for him and what he believed in. And he believed in this team, and he believed in what we could accomplish. You obviously knew him a lot longer and have a lot stronger connections and a lot stronger feelings. Whatever the others are talking about right now, it's going to get us closer to whatever psycho we can get our hands on right now. And I don't know about you, but I need my hands on a psycho right about now.
That's why I came here. This bracelet came off of Tammy. It's connected to Black somehow. Asher was like a brother to me. I lost my mother and my father before I was even a teenager. Taken on by special forces and moved from town to town. Finally got established with somebody that I could trust. And Psycho Pink took him away. And I'm just gonna flick the computers off the table.
Teddy, give me an alertness check.
Okay. Alertness. Where is that? Alertness. Perception?
Yep.
Of course, this is what I rolled good on. Fucker.
Nice.
He flips the laptop. And a thin membrane stretches from his hand to the laptop, and there is a blue ooze on it as the laptop lands on the floor. And Harrison, you haven't noticed yourself, but his hand is basically dripping what looks like a blue ooze.
A blue ooze? It's off of Harris's hand, correct?
It's basically stretching from Harrison's hand to the laptop itself. So it's because he basically flipped it and it kind of landed basically straight down, and it just like it's stretched out, and now it's kind of tore away, but there's what looks to be like droplets, and you see on the floor little droplets, probably about maybe an inch in diameter, of just ooze that almost look like beads of sweat that have hit the floor, essentially. It's very, very faint, but you catch it, and there is as he's got himself wild up, his scent has changed as well.
I don't understand what this means.
Teddy kind of touches his wrist to deactivate his human form and kind of looks at him.
Oh, Jesus.
You're like me, aren't you?
What are you talking about? I'm human. I'm nothing like you. I mean, we're rangers. Sure, we're on the same team.
As you bring your hands up, both of your hands are covered in ooze, and it's actually starting to permeate, and your hand is almost like changing form and starting to almost It feels like your bones are starting to dissipate, almost. And as you kind of look at yourself and you start to calm down, they start to re-solidify. Because your naturally inquisitive nature would have kind of kicked in at that.
Maybe it has something to do with what happened to my mom. My mother, her insides turned to gelatin before she died. They never released anything. I've looked everywhere. There's no classified documents I can get my access on. This has to have something to do with that. I can't hold it together anymore. I get on a team, the whole entire police force is against me. Asher finally gives me a window of something that's like family. Now, I just don't know, Teddy. I just kind of slumped down into the chair, just looking really intently at the bracelet.
Well, let me tell you one thing. Something Asher was real good at with us, and it seems like he was good at with you. He was good at bringing us in, grounding us, making sure we kept our eyes on what was important. He was very good at that. So let me try and do something like he would. We're a team. We're a family. You had Asher. Asher led you to us. We are going to take care of you. We are going to look after you. We're going to help you. The same way that you have helped us already so much. And let me be clear. I am furious about what I just saw right now. Asher kept this group together for a very long time until he left. We're still trying to pick ourselves together, figure out what the hell we're even doing together, figure out who is the leader, who we are going to listen to. Because for a while, we've really listened to him. So we're gonna kick ass. We are going to fix what he started. We're gonna get it to Psycho Pink. I don't care how many psychos I have to get through to get to her. I'm going to get to her. And that's a promise I can make specifically to you.
There's one other thing we found on Tammy. And you're entirely right. And I'll reach down to the laptop, brush the ooze aside, and set it back on the table and pull out the thumb drive.
I'm assuming you put it in. You begin to kind of go through it again. Go ahead and give me another technology roll. This one you can use your security backdoor with.
Can I give him edge by assisting in any way?
What's your technology score?
Do
you have
awful.
Greater than a D2?
Do I have greater than a D2 in technology? Nope.
I would just say no then, because this is highly complicated stuff. This is pretty specialized. This wouldn't be like just, providing passwords or things.
Okay.
This would take somebody who actually knew what they were doing.
Use one. I don't care. We need to figure out what's on this thumb drive.
Well, I kind of know what it is. It's like when I was breaking it down before, I found something that was used to siphon Ranger energy. I think I can reverse engineer it to siphon psycho energy. $17.
You get the information. You do eventually break through. It takes you a good 20-25 minutes. You actually have to sit down and really work at it. Especially since part of it is in an alien language. But you do kind of go in. You manage to break through it, and it becomes pretty crystal clear. These are schematics for, and even Teddy, you can kind of read it because the schematics are pretty clear, clean.
Mm-hmm.
These are schematics for basically creating, by being able to siphon off ranger energy from existing rangers to create psycho soldiers, essentially. Colorless psycho rangers that would adapt to whatever ranger they were facing and siphon more energy to create more, essentially. Clearly a very dangerous plan that, and these morpher-like devices would essentially be given to grunts, making them far more powerful than they should be. If a human were to wield it, it could potentially kill them. It would require specific. It would require alien physiology. A human could not wield these. That much is clear. So it would take some. Based on what you're looking at, Harrison, with a rough guesstimate, you're not 100% certain how you would re-engineer them. But it is. You do think it is possible. You just think you're going to need help.
So I could understand that part about how it can't be human.
Yeah. You could potentially, someone of like your species could potentially wield one, although it would eventually break down their body. This seems to be really specified towards like orgs and cryptids and potentially even putties.
Huh.
And Harrison, you find another file.
That wasn't there before.
You click into it, and it talks about an egg of some kind. And a company that is distributing water that has basically been soaked with this egg soaked with the ooze from this egg that has to basically high profile individuals. And the file's name is Project Corruption. It seems.
Does that ring any bells?
Not to you specifically, but the symptoms that it describes make a lot of sense for some people's behaviors and how they seem to suddenly shift one day. Because a lot of the people that weren't corrupt within the last 2 years, seemingly within the last year and a half, just suddenly became corrupt.
Or if this egg has anything to do with what's going on with me. Regardless, I think we can make some sort of device that at least you can use, Teddy. It'll be dangerous. Right now, it's the only option we have on the table. Chink in the armor, so to speak.
I'll tell you this right now. If it gets us closer to them, I'll use it. But we'll talk about it with the team.
It's dangerous.
Oh, I understand.
Get hurt.
I would take that risk for Asher.
Harrison, your phone begins to ring. You look down, and it's your civilian phone.
Oh, shit.
And that is where we'll end tonight's episode. Thank you for joining us for Power Rangers Savage Stampede, episode 15-2. Join us next week for episode 16 as the Rangers unravel this mystery just a little bit further. Will the Rangers seek vengeance? Will Psycho Black finally come into the light? Find out next time on Power Rangers Savage Stampede. See you next time. Same Ranger channel.